Welcome back, guys, to the Full Force Fathers Podcast. Dave, we have hit another decade, another set of 10. We are on number 70 now, which is insane.
Yeah, it is insane. Welcome back from vacation, too, by the way.
Yeah,
did you enjoy yourself?
I wish I left and it was 108. I came home and it was 108. So, needless to say, yes, I enjoyed myself.
You went to cool, cold mountains, which is good.
Listen, at nighttime there in the mountains of Colorado, it was in the low 40s. So we were literally from the very lowest of the lows in Colorado, weather temperature wise, to the normal temperatures here in the desert is like 3 times hotter than the lows. Dude, we were getting, so this was like, when I get up in the morning right now at 4:30, it's usually 80 to 82 degrees in Tucson.
Yeah.
In Colorado, the daytime high was 71, 72.
Wow.
So that just tells you, but listen, as you know, if you've listened to the show, Dave and I talk about big life goals all the time, and that's one of them. Mountain cabin in the Rockies. That's my hashtag snowbird goals. Tucson to the Rocky Mountains. Because there's no better place than 10,000 feet. The air is thin, it's fresh, it's clean, it's green. There's mountains everywhere. It's snow-capped mountains in July. I mean, that's why it's our favorite place on earth. We love to go there, and we try to go there once or twice a year because it is our absolute favorite. Some people like the beach. I know you're a beach guy. Give me a cabin in the freaking mountains, and I mean, that's it. That's my happy place.
It's good. Well, I'm glad you had a good time. I think 108 sounds better to me than 40 does, though. So I will say that.
Yeah. And plus we were in the camper. So, we have a heater in the camper, but we didn't turn the heat on because the air is just so fresh. Like, you know how nice it is to have the camper and not even have to run the electricity? A couple times when we stopped. And that's the big thing that's the big suck for the generator is when you have to turn the AC on, But when you're 72 degrees during the day, you don't even need the freaking air conditioner on.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
But anyway, so we have episode number 70 today. Nice, quick hitting episode. I wanted to talk about fitness. If you listened last week, I got my ivory tower and bitched and moaned about fitness and how pathetic we are as humans. So today, this is the one that was already scheduled for fitness talk. So, episode 70, number 70, Dave. This was, I don't know. Okay, so, usually we say, where does this fall as a seed? Does this fall as one of the worst numbers we've ever had on the show?
It's pretty bad, but I do have a bone to pick with you on this list because you did the research for it, and you're missing one really, really amazing player. I'll let you go through part of the list, and then I'm going to jump in with that person.
What sport is it?
Football.
It can't be amazing because I looked at every top 25 list, number 70, and the guys that I put in here were literally the top. I'll wait to let you tell me how I blew it
on this one. I will.
No, I don't think so, but
I know
anyways,
you don't. You never do.
This is true. So anyways, so on every list when I was doing the Google research, number 70 NFL on every single list that I looked at 15 different lists. The number one NFL player in history to wear number 70 is Jim Marshall. He was a defensive end for 19 years in the National Football League. Do you know what your fucking body goes through if you play in one NFL game? Imagine playing 19 seasons in the National Football League.
At defensive end where you're smashing heads on every single play.
300-pound guys, every player smashing into each other. He played 19 years. 282 NFL games played. Very impressive, by the way. 130 and a half sacks.
He basically had a sack every 2 games.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
130 and a half. He was a 3-time Pro Bowler. He never made first team All-Pro, but he did make second team, he made 3-time second team All-Pro. But he is an NFL champion. Before it was the Super Bowl, he was an NFL champion in the 60s. In 69. I think it was actually his rookie season he won. Actually, no. His rookie season was 60, so it was his halfway point in his career because he played from 60 to 79. So in 69, he won an NFL championship. Second on the list, another Marshall, no relation, Leonard Marshall, offensive tackle, played 14 years in the National Football League. He was 220 games played. I found this was an interesting stat. As an offensive tackle, he had 5 career fumble recoveries. Imagine being an offensive. So 5 times he eliminated a turnover.
That's 5 times.
Good. And for those that don't, I was trying to find like people that are on the list that are kind of new, like our era. And Logan Mankins from the New England Patriots, he played 10 seasons from 05 to 15. He's a, 7-time Pro Bowler. So that's pretty good. It's nearly 70% of the times he played, 70% of the years played in the league, he went to the Pro Bowl. And he was a 5-time second team All-Pro, never a first teamer. 5-time second team.
Wow.
And then
there's
a couple other ones in there. Sam Huff, Mike DeVito. There's guys in here. But I need to know who did I forget?
This is where I'm stopping you. I
want to know who I forgot.
He's going to go down as arguably one of the greatest linemen of all time. If not, he'll be the best guard of all time. Zach Martin.
Oh, no one gives a shit about the Cowboys, dude. Why would I ever put a Cowboy on my list?
Here's the best stat you're going to hear in a very long time. He's the only offensive lineman to make it to more Pro Bowls than he has penalties in the league. He's been to 8 Pro Bowls, and he's got a total of 7 penalties in the NFL. He's been playing since 2014.
He's really good. I'm not, and now that
he's really good. All right.
Listen, get off your high horse. The Cowboys have had the best offensive line, I would argue, for the last 7 to 8 years, and they've done jack shit with it, okay?
That's not true. No, that's not true. They did for a while. The last 3 years, they have not had the best offense.
How many Super Bowls do they have with that great offensive line?
Doesn't matter. We're talking about a singular player. We're not talking how many. Okay, we're not talking about Super Bowls right now. We're talking about the greatness of a player, and the greatness of Zach Martin deserves to be on this list, of which you've put only 3 people on.
All right. Well, listen. If you want to go and hate on me, go to the NFL rankings on any Google website. You know where he is on Ranker. On the Ranker, they rank the top 25.
Really care where. Okay, I don't really care where he is on Ranker.
The top 25 players that wore number 70, he is 17th on the list. 17th!
Because he's still going.
Okay, well, yeah, he most certainly is going to move up on that list. I'm not going to argue with you there. And shame on me, because I do believe he's a great offensive lineman. I'm not going to say nothing about it. So shame on me, I didn't go down to number 17 on the list to put him on there. And I will also say, another reason why he gets extra hate from me, because A, he plays for the Cowboys, B, he played at fucking Notre Dame, okay? But, he's a Golden Domer dude, all right? Double hate. Even though I respect the hell out of Notre Dame, it's a Catholic institution.
Touchdown,
he played at
Jesus.
Notre Dame. Where did he go? He was like he was a top 10 pick?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where was he?
He was their first round pick in 2014.
Yeah, so he must have been top 10 then, right? Because the Cowboys are usually pretty bad, so they had a pretty high pick, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure they did. I don't remember what number he got drafted. I could find out. Let's see.
He was 16th overall.
16th overall.
I just looked up 16th overall.
Pretty good.
So, anyways, moving on. My bad. I should have had him on there because currently, if you stack linemen that have come into the league since 2014, he's the best one. So, let's go on. Hockey. Listen, I didn't even mention baseball or basketball because it's just the dumbest. Like it's so stupid.
Somebody actually played with the number 70
in the NBA. Someone did. It was some guy from like Belarus or some European. Listen, it ended in
Belarus.
It ended in Chich, so he had to be a Serb or a something, a Croatian. If it ends in Chich, it's somewhere in Eastern Europe. All right.
Chich.
Yeah, like Djokovic. Petrovic. There's so many guys that play with the itch. Stojakovic, Vujacic. Okay. If you want some Lakers history, Sasha Vujacic won titles. Peja, all those great Kings team with Chris Webber and Mike Bibby and Scott Foster. They had Vlade Divac was on that team when they couldn't beat the Lakers. Anyways, so hockey, there was 2 names that I did recognize. Patrick Hornquist and Tanner Pearson. Don't know if you recognize either one of those names, but that just like the Chich is one of those Eastern Europeans. you can't have a hockey team without an ist at the end. Lundqvist, Hornquist. They all have it. They're all Swedish. They're all up there somewhere in the Scandinavian peninsula. They all have a chich at the end, or a quist. So, and then here's the one of the day that I wanted to put in here. And it comes from your favorite sport, racing.
Yeah. Got me some racing statistics.
J.D. McDuffie, by the way, classic name. What an American name. J.D. McDuffie drove the number 70 car, NASCAR. All right. 624 starts.
That's a lot of starts.
Yeah. Never won a race.
Oh, that's like the guy we had a couple weeks ago who never won a race. Did this guy at least finish in the top 10 or something, or what?
He has 12 top 5s in his career.
Okay. 12 top 5s, never able to get that checker flag.
Imagine being 624 starts, no wins.
No, I honestly can't believe it. That's ridiculous.
That's just sad.
It is sad.
It's sad.
Man.
Anyways.
Wow.
So there's your number 70 list. Honorable mention, Zach Martin. All right. Bible verse today. It comes from 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians 6:19 and 20. We're talking about fitness today. We're talking about the body. All right. Comes first. 1 Corinthians 6:19 and 20. Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. You were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your bodies. Okay? I'm just gonna go out on a limb here. Way back way back in the time of the Bible, you didn't see no fat people walking around. Guarantee it. Just go back to like the 60s. All the pictures of the people on the beach. All right? God doesn't want you to be an overweight, lazy slob. You are meant to work with your hands. You are meant to move. You are meant to farm. You are meant to provide. Men, we are meant to be providers for our wives, right? You can't do any of that shit if you're overweight. Okay? But I picked this Bible verse for that reason, because today I'm going to give you 5 ways that you can make fitness fun. Okay? Most people will complain that they're fat. Oh, it's genetics. Oh, I don't have the time to exercise. Oh, working out sucks. No.
Victim mentality.
Yeah.
Victim mentality.
Little bitch mentality. Okay. So here is 5 ways, because Dave asked me about this. He goes, let's make fitness fun on an episode. I said, that sounds like fucking great. This is a great time. Here is 5 ways that you can make fitness fun. Okay. Number 1, Dave, you can speak for this. Work out with somebody else. Don't just work out by yourself. Am I right?
Oh, it makes all the difference in the world. It's so much harder to work out by yourself, to find that extra drive to do it by yourself. So if you have an accountability partner, someone that wants to get healthy with you, somebody that just enjoys exercising, maybe it's going to the gym together, maybe it's going for a run together, maybe it's just going for a hike together or a ruck. Find somebody else that likes to do it, and having somebody, knowing someone's going to be waiting on you, makes all the difference in the world.
It makes, dude, you can't even explain what it's like. When I meet up on Monday Milers, I am one of the rare few. I'm kind of a contradictory statement here. I don't mind, you know me, I don't mind working out by myself. It doesn't bother me at all. Dave and I were talking on the phone this morning. He asked me what I was doing. I said I was running the hill for 2 straight hours. Yes, that's what I did by myself. Andy joined me for a few miles. I ran up and down my hill for 2 hours and 4 minutes straight. I'm probably cut from a different cloth when it comes to that, because I like to do extreme shit that nobody else actually probably wants to do. But number 1, work out with somebody else. Dave mentioned it. Accountability is the big reason. And results, believe it or not, they come faster, in my opinion, and from my experience, when you work out with a group or somebody else, because of that accountability. And it's just more fun. It's absolutely more fun when somebody's in your corner and you're in your flip that, and you're also in their corner. It just makes exercising more fun, no matter what it is. It doesn't have to be. It could be running, like Dave said, swimming, walking, pickleball. I said pickleball. You could do whatever you want. As long as
Watch
you're
out for
working
the
out with
injuries in
somebody
pickleball. Be careful. It's a dangerous sport.
Oh man.
If you're curious, go back to last week's episode. Sorry,
Yeah.
continue.
And you just get, like you said, besides me, you just get bored. You get bored working out with yourself.
It's true. I used to love knowing that every time I was going to go for a run, you were going to be around the corner waiting for me. We'd agree to go for a time, whether it was early in the morning, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. Some days we'd go, or sometimes it was in the middle of the afternoon in the heat. We're just like, hey, let's go for a run. Just knowing somebody was there to help push you along. Yeah, you always ran faster than me, but I always was able to catch up because you'd stop at a corner and wait for me. And that always gave me the motivation to keep on going. So those types of things, being able to kind of work with each other, yeah, those results are probably going to come a lot faster.
And if you want to make it even better, ask somebody that's better than you to be your accountability, to be your workout partner. Like Dave just said, he just made a really good point that I didn't put in the notes. Him chasing me makes him run faster. If you're out there by yourself, you're not going to run faster. You're like, who gives a shit? I'm just out here by myself, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why it's always important. That's why my Monday Miles group is so great, because people that come there would probably only do 3 miles if they were by themselves. But because there's other people there and there's fun conversation, they do 4, they do 5. They push past their perceived limits. Right. So number 1, work out with somebody else. Number 2, set a goal that you are trying to hit. Well, Brett, why does that make it more fun? Because when you start to accomplish things and you start to see results, exercising is fun because you're actually seeing results. Most people don't want to exercise because everyone thinks Rome was built in a day. Well, guess what? It's not. Your body's not going to be built in a day. You're not going to be freaking chiseled like a Michelangelo sculpture in a day. But when you set goals and along the way you break through those barriers along the way, it makes motivation so much easier. And let me tell you something. I'm not someone that is a Weight Watcher person, like not the program Weight Watchers, just in general, watching weight on a scale. But I can tell you something from conversation that Dave and I have had, or other people have had. Carp, when you see that number on the scale get smaller, it makes you fucking more motivated.
Oh, sure it does. There's no doubt about it. Now, when you say set a goal, are you saying set a series of small goals to get yourself there, or one large goal?
Well,
what's better?
I think a big goal is better. And then you take like little chunks off at a time. Like, so if it's a weight loss goal, or it's a running goal, or it's a whatever goal. I like a big goal because I think small goals are stupid, because most people set small goals because they know they can achieve them. If you set a big goal, it actually makes you do the work. Right. So that's why, make it not, obviously, if you're 350 pounds and you sit on and you haven't got off the couch in 6 months, you probably shouldn't say, hey, it's July 18th. By August 1st, I want to run a marathon. That's probably not a realistic goal, right? But maybe if you say it's July 18th, maybe next July 18th, a year from now, I want to run a marathon.
Yeah.
And then you can chunk off those little goals along the way to get there. Maybe walk a mile, walk 2 miles, run a half a mile, and then walk the other mile and a half, and work your way, step it up. I don't want you, if you're 350 pounds, all of a sudden going outside just running. That's not smart. That's not smart at all.
So
be smart with it.
Big goal, but have a series of smaller goals within that big goal.
Yeah, so make a timeline, right? Make a timeline. So here's today, here's the finish line. And then, like on a ruler, right? You got 1 inch to 12 inch. We'll make every inch a different one. You know what I mean? A different way. Yep. So that's number 2. Set goals. Number 3. This one's going to come as a big surprise to people that are bored and they hate their lives and they're overweight. Try something different.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're a runner, try rucking. If you ride your bike on the street, try mountain biking. If you swim in the pool every day, go swim in some open water. All right. Try something different. If you keep it fresh, you will have more fun than doing the same thing over and over and over again. All right. Try something different.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that one. And you know me, I used to kind of do the same thing all the time. I go out and I'd run. I'd either run or I'd rock. Run, rock. That's all I would do. Recently, when you were doing phase 3 of 75 hard, and I was kind of going along with you kind of just through that process, I started, and you've been telling me to do this for years, but nonetheless, I went and got some dumbbells from the store and started doing some weight workouts. And it really started to mix it up. And you know what? I started to see some differences in my body that I hadn't seen before by just running. Because quite honestly, your body gets used to those same things that you're doing. You're not going to see the same results because your body's going to expect that and it's going to prepare for that. So when you mix it up and you do something different, I think you start to see results a little bit faster as well. So for me, that was one that really rings true with me. Doing something different was huge. And it also helped keep my body healthier in general because I wasn't putting such a beating on the legs all the time and on the knees, and actually doing something different. It's got my legs fresh. So I'm able to, when I go for a run, I'm able to go for a run and a good run. Same thing with a ruck. So yeah, that's great.
Yeah. And if you're a runner like me, this is for all you runners out there. I'm going to whisper a little secret to you. Don't neglect your weights. For those that don't hear that in the back of the room, don't neglect your weights if you're a runner. You need them. You need to switch it up. You just don't need to run 12 miles a day and never touch your weights. You're not going to get any better. You will plateau, and that will be that. Make yourself stronger. By the way, when you switch it up and you do something different, it makes it fun. Okay? So, number 1, work out with somebody else. Number 2, set goals. Number 3, do something different. Number 4, this one is the only one on here that actually costs money. Join a boutique fitness facility or a not big box store gym. All right? So, the LA Fitnesses of the world, the Planet Fitness of the world, okay? Let me just tell you something. Those places are like fucking morgues. People just mosey in there in the morning because they got to go to the gym. They don't do anything different. They walk on the treadmill. They do the same fucking Nautilus machine routine. If you are really, really, really in a fucking slouch or you're in a hole and you can't figure it out and you really are serious about changing your life from a fitness standpoint and you just can't self-motivate, you can't find someone to work with you, go join a boutique gym. That could be CrossFit. That could be a hit, like a high intensity workout gym, an Orange Theory, something along those lines. An F45 is all the new craze. Go try a boutique fitness. It's going to cost you more money, but just like tip number 1, you will have people there that want to be there instead of a big box gym. Okay. There's usually always upbeat music playing. There is tons of high energy individuals in the room. They do challenges all the time. It will motivate you. Now, if you're a hermit and you hate energy, like maybe not. But if you financially can do it and not put it on your credit card, join a boutique fitness gym.
Well, and just like number 3, you're usually doing something different there. You know, if you do an Orange Theory, there's usually a different workout every day you can do throughout the week, which keeps it fresh too. So yeah, it kind of hits 2 of those first 3, which is great.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Join
but they are really expensive. So working it into your budget and making sure to plan for something like that, maybe getting a deal around the holidays if they offer some kind of a deal there, or keeping an eye online to find what some of those trials are, so you can go see if it's what you like, maybe without paying the first month up front. Maybe you go check it out for a week and see if it's something that you really enjoy.
Yeah, and most of them will give you a week free, 1 or 2 classes free. But let me ask you a question, Dave. If you were going to change your life from a physical standpoint, right, and you wanted to be super, super healthy, what do you think? And you have no idea I'm asking you this question, so this is shot out of the cannon. What do you think it costs to eat 10 Big Mac meals a month, which most people do, for their lunch break? What does that cost? I mean, I don't know. What do you think it costs?
10 Big Mac meals?
Yeah, 10 Big Mac meals.
It's got to be close to $100.
Yeah, I don't know what a Big Mac meal is. So let's call it $100. Let's call it $10 for a meal now, I'm assuming. For that $100 a month, there's your money that you're spending like water on bullshit food. That's going to give you twofold. It's going to get you to stop eating shit, and that $100 a month is going to get you to a boutique fitness gym. That's going to give you the motivation to work out if you're lacking it. So that's that's 2 that you get 2. That's 2 for the price of 1. That's like buy 1 get 1 free. You stop eating McDonald's. You stop eating McDonald's, and you get a gym at the same fucking time.
Yep.
And the cool thing about that gym, the boutique fitness thing, is that most of them do classes. So you don't feel like you're walking into LA Fitness where you don't know what to do and you're overwhelmed with all the machines and the weights. It's a class. You don't even got to fucking think. There's a trainer that leads the class and tells you what to do. Okay?
Yep.
So that's number 4. Join a boutique fitness gym. This one, to round it off, number 5, is my favorite. What are we, Dave? What's the name of our podcast?
The Full Force Fathers podcast.
Go play with your fucking kids. That's number 5. Play with your kids. You will burn calories without knowing it. Go to the park, run around, play a sport, go for a bike ride. Dave likes to run and his kids ride his bike. Makes him feel like a fat ass because he got to try to catch him. It's hard, but it's fucking fun and he smiles the whole time. Okay? Play Frisbee. Do something with your kids outside. And I promise you, guess what? Here's a bonus. You're going to make memories as you do it.
Yeah. Oh, it's so true, man. I tell you all the time, Bryce and I are always out there playing football every single day. When I get home from work, we go outside and we play football and we run around and I'll chuck him the football and then I'll chase him down, try and tackle him. Like you said, you're burning calories without even realizing it. After 20 minutes, you've gotten a good little exercise in where you weren't expecting it. And you know what? You're also teaching your kids to get outside and have fun and play too. And they're not sitting in front of a screen. So it's not just a win for you, it's a win for your kids. And that is so, so important. It's so valuable to be able to teach your kids that while you're also doing it so that you can keep yourself healthy.
Yeah, and then you don't got to worry about a workout or think about what am I going to do to work out today? Yeah. Oh, wait, I'm just going to play with my fucking kids. By the way, if you live in Tennessee, you get an extra bonus cardio calorie burn because it's so fucking humid there.
Dude, it's true. The amount that I sweat by just walking outside here is disgusting. I know it's probably too much information for our listeners, but I mean, you go outside for 5 minutes and I'm absolutely soaked. I must go through 3 outfits a day, 3 pairs of clothes a day.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Okay. And I do have a bonus one. So I did say it was 5. This is a bonus one. This is a freebie. All right. Listen, this is like a buy 5, get 1 free. That's what this one is. All right. Stop following influencers on social media. They don't have a real life. They live a lie, okay? And then they sell you some bullshit because they have a 6-pack and you're so ensnared in looking at your screen that you're just like this. Oh my God. Did you see what this person did? Oh my God. Stop doing it. You have to do the fucking work. Fitness isn't easy. Being healthy is not easy. So stop following.
Nothing's easy.
Yeah. Stop following fake assholes on the internet.
That they took multiple takes to get their thing just right.
Yep.
They're probably using filters to trim themselves down. It's all bullshit.
It's all this. It's all a bunch of bullshit lies.
Bullshit.
It's all a bunch of bullshit lies.
Is easy in this world. Nothing at all. Especially nothing that in the end you feel proud of and you're happy with. Nothing's easy to get.
Yeah. No. Okay, so there's 5 plus 1, Dave, bonus. You got anything else to add to this podcast before I get to the book recommendation?
No, that was great. Making fitness fun. You talked about you're running the hill. I was surprised that wasn't one of the numbers on here because, I mean, that sounded like it was so much fun. I just can't believe that didn't make the list.
Well, that makes my list. But listen, if you've read Endure like we've told you to read, 70 podcasts. We've done 70 podcasts. We've mentioned the book Endure by Cameron Hanes at least 7 times, 10% of the time. He has a line in his book that says, mountains are the great equalizer in life. Okay? If you really want to try hard, if you really want to be better physically, find yourself a hill and get the fuck up. Because let me tell you something about mountains, right? And hills, they don't care. They don't care who you are, what color you are, how old you are, how fat you are, how skinny you are, how fit you are. They don't care. The hill doesn't move. It's there. All right? It doesn't care what day of the week it is, if it's a holiday, if it's a Saturday or a Tuesday. Hills, mountains, to take Cam Hanes' words, are the great equalizer in life. And if you are looking to take your fitness to another level, find yourself a hill and go up and down it until you can't do it anymore. Bonus.
Number 7.
By the way, I do have one more thing to add really, really quickly. Have you watched Chad Wright's documentary yet?
No, I haven't had a chance to see it yet. You told me about it, but you said there's 2 out. So which one are you talking about?
So both of them. One of them is
Okay.
on
No, I
Amazon
haven't seen it
Prime.
yet.
So one of them is on Amazon Prime and Apple TV and all those other nonsense. That's $1.99. It's a streaming one. That one's from 2 years ago when he did the Murder Mile in Franklin, Tennessee, right in your neck of the woods. That one is called It's Just 1 Mile. It's a 1 mile loop, blah, blah. But the one I want to talk about, because it's the one that we watched last night, it is called 1 Mile Out. It was Chad's journey, Cocodona 250, that he did a couple months ago in Arizona. It is free on YouTube. If you want to feel bad about yourself, if you want motivation, if you love the Bible, if you love seeing people do hard shit, it is 1 hour and 7 minutes long. So instead of binge watching Netflix or staring at your stupid phone, go on YouTube and do yourself a favor. Google, search in YouTube, 3 of 7 Project. 1 Mile Out is the name of the documentary. It's right on the first page. It's 1 hour and 7 minutes long, and go watch it. It is phenomenal. It's, like I said, if you don't like running or endurance racing, but if you just want to see someone do something that's physically extremely hard. Now, listen, Chad Wright was a Navy SEAL. Is a Navy SEAL, because when you're a Navy SEAL, I think you're a Navy SEAL for the rest of your life. Something you've done. He said if all they had to do was add some sleet and freezing rain and cold water, then it would have been just as hard as Hell Week. So put that into perspective.
Wow, that's crazy.
So, yeah.
Hey, since we're talking about some of this other stuff, I'm going to throw this out there too. I went to see this movie a couple weeks ago, and haven't brought it up on the show, but I probably should. I've been telling everybody that I run into about it because I think it's something that you need to go and see. You need to go spend your money. You need to go see it so that you can help share the message. It's called The Sound of Freedom. And if you don't know what it is, you need to go check it out. It's about the child sex trafficking industry that is in this world right now. And it's something that is greater than I ever could have probably imagined that it was. It's $150 billion a year industry, which is disturbing. And they said a good portion of that is here in the United States, which is even more disturbing. So this movie was made 5 years ago. They hit every roadblock in the world trying to get it out to people to see.
Why?
Don't know. It's a great question. It's a great question to ask why.
Hey, listen,
why Hollywood would not want it to come out. Why the government would not want it to come out.
Let me be the emoji. This is my favorite emoji.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or this one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, it's mind-boggling that this would take 5 years to be able to show people. Something that I was excited to see was the fact that the theater was basically sold out. There couldn't have been 10 empty seats in the place, which is great. And I hope that's going on all around the country. And it's worth going to see it. If you're a parent, we are full force fathers here. That's what we do. So if you're listening to this, it's probably because you're a parent or you're thinking about becoming a parent. You need to see this. The fact that there are so many kids in this world that are ripped away from their families, stolen away, that never get to live a normal childhood it's just one of the worst things you could probably ever imagine. And one of the lines in the book or in the movie is that God's children are not for sale.
Yep.
And that should be something that everyone that just resonates with everybody. So go and see that movie, The Sound of Freedom. Go see it in the theater. Go see it the way that it was intended for people to see it, where you can't hit the pause button. You can't, stop it, pick it up tomorrow. You watch it. It's 2 hours. You watch it 2 hours, and it's wonderful.
You know what makes me mad about that? And now I need to go see it. And as Dave knows, I don't do movies. Movie theaters are not my thing. I just don't like the movies. And I don't really watch movies. This one I will see, and Dean wants to see it, so we will go see it. The thing that makes me mad is something you said, but it's just not your fault that you said it, because it's just what it is. You said it's $150 billion industry. That makes it sound so fucking heinous. It shouldn't be an industry. An industry is the auto industry, the real estate industry, the tech industry. Sex trafficking of children should not be a fucking industry.
Yep. You're 100% right.
That word should never be incorporated with it.
They said it's the fastest growing network ever. Faster than the drug trade network, faster than anything that's ever been created.
Yeah. It's absolutely ridiculous. Go watch that movie. Go watch both movies. Go watch the documentary. Yep. Go to the movies and see the one that Dave said. And you know what I love? They said it out it outsold like Indiana Jones and all the other stuff that came out last week or whatever.
Oh, by a lot. And this came from a small. This came from a small production company too. They didn't have the money to put in a lot of advertising into it. So that's what the things they had set up a website where you could go, and they wanted everyone to be able to see this, to go and see it. So you could donate money on the site so that people could just get tickets and go. So they didn't have to pay for their own tickets, so that people could just go and see the movie, because this message is so fucking important to get out. And they surpassed their goal, and it capped, I think, at 5 million on the site, and they obliterated that on day one. But amazing, amazing movie.
The good guys are starting to win here, people. Shows like us, shows like Real AF, shows like Chad Bright's podcast, shows, dude, the good guys are winning and the bad people are scared. Okay. Yep. The good guys are winning and the bad people are scared.
And we can't stop. We got to keep pushing.
Yeah. And the train is heading down the tracks, and it's pretty hard to stop a train when the steam is rolling. So go check that stuff out. Switching gears, book recommendation. This book has nothing to do with anything other than we just went to Colorado and we were in the mountains, saw elk and all the good shit. It's a book that the girls got me for Christmas a couple years ago. It's called Sidetracks. It's got 40 true stories of hunting and fishing on paths less traveled. This guy, Gary Oberg, who's the author, you probably can't see it because it's the stupid light in front of my thing. Gary Oberg, right there. There it is. He's an entrepreneur, made a bunch of money in the fishing industry, and he put this book together. It's literally a collection of stories about elk hunts and deep sea fishing. And listen, it goes from Canada to North Carolina to Minnesota to Montana to Iowa, Wisconsin, Alaska. It is a good book. If you're an outdoorsman like I am, if you like hunting and fishing, you just like good stories, man. Guys, bunch of dudes, dads sitting around the campfire telling stories, because you lie like hell when you tell fishing stories, right? You always do in hunting stories. How big the buck was or how big the fish was. It's just a good, funny read. And it's all true stories. So go out and grab Sidetracks by Gary Oberg. Dave, that's all I got today. Enjoy the rest of your summer, guys. Make fitness fun. It's already July 18th, man. We got only a couple weeks till my kids. Your kids are back in school. So keep sharing the show. We've been sending some powerful messages lately. You can feel the energy. Like, I don't know, every time I hit record now, I'm so juiced up. So go out there and share the show for us. Dave, bring us on home. Episode number 70. I'll do better on numbers next time.
You better. Don't forget one of the greatest. Anyway, get out there, everybody. Continue to live the full force life. Continue to share that message for us. Get it out to as many fathers as we can. We'll see you next week.